This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, how there, ho there. It's Jeff Carradine, and welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe on this date. And on this date, December the 4th, 1997, Sprewells had his goose cooked. He was suspended for the rest of the 1997 season. And it was terrible. He stupidly did a lot of things. On December 1st, 1997, he went too far. So Latrell Sprewell came out of the University of Alabama, not really known for its basketball, more for college football, but he was drafted 24th by Golden State, and he looked pretty good for Golden State. Being one of the best. Yes, I'm getting to that. Anyway, he was doing well for Golden State. He actually played on the All-Star team in 94, 95, 97. He looked good. Unfortunately, Sprewell's career would be tarnished December 1st, 1997, when he attacked P.J. Carlesimo, who was Golden State's head coach, during a Warriors practice. Carlesimo said, "You need to make crisper passes. Put a little mustard on the pass." Sprewell was not in the mood for criticism and told the coach to keep his distance. And P.J. approached. Sprewell didn't take it well and dragged him backwards by his throat, choking him for 7 to 10 seconds before his teammates pulled him off the coach. I don't know what the heck happened. Anyway, Sprewell returned 20 minutes later after showering and changing, and again got on Carlesimo and actually punched Carlesimo's right cheek before being dragged away by the assistant coaches. Sprewell did have a few incidents with the Warriors. And after a fight with teammate Jerome Kersey in 95, he actually carried a 2x4 back to practice. Sprewell was given a 10-game suspension by the team. However, the NBA said, "Nope, that's not harsh enough." The NBA, well, in the wake of the public uproar, the Warriors said the remainder of his contract will be voided. So he lost 3 years of $23.7 million. So he lost almost $8 million each year because of his choking hazard, if you will. The NBA would suspend him for the rest of the year. And all that. It was just terrible. Sprewell took the case to arbitration. The good news for him is that the contract voiding was overturned, so he could get his money. The bad news was, I don't think he got much money after that season, and the league was allowed to suspend him the rest of the season without pay. So he wanted to get the money and all that. Unfortunately, Sprewell was put in a bad situation. He was charged with reckless driving when he drove a car 90 miles per hour that injured 2 people. He was under house arrest for 3 months under a plea deal. In fact, his 68-game suspension was the longest given by the NBA until Ron Artest was given that suspension for the brawl in Detroit. So Sprewell really screwed himself over. Now it's huge because Sprewell sat out more time than he probably figured he would, for the fact that the NBA had a lockout in 1999 because of the 98-99. So that meant Sprewell missed more basketball than he was due. I wonder if the 99 season got off on time, would he have been back on the first time, or will he be out till December? But regardless, the Warriors actually traded him to the Knicks for John Starks. So, the Knicks traded a fan favorite for Latrell Sprewell. The Knicks fans were not too happy and all that. Pundits figured that the Knicks took a gamble too much. Sprewell said he changed his tone and all that. And Sprewell did. Sprewell had a good series and helped the Knicks get to the NBA Finals as an 8 seed. But the Spurs would crush him. But he was a changed guy. He didn't really have any issues. All that. So anyway, Sprewell would spend many years with the Knicks and do quite well and make people forget about John Starks, except if you're an old-time Knicks fan. But yeah, Sprewell's choking of Carlissimo was huge and all that. But the good news for Sprewell is he was a changed man. That suspension changed him. It's like Ron Artest when he got suspended for his role in the Mouse at the Palace. He kind of changed his tone. He was still hounded by all that problems, and probably Sprewell too. But all that. As for Carlissimo and all that, he was Seton Hall's main guy for a long time, and they even got to the Final Four, losing the final to Michigan in overtime. I mean, Seton Hall, not much of a college basketball legendary. No, he helped Seton Hall do well. He was the head coach of Portland from 94 to 97, and then from 97 to 99, he was Golden State's head coach. And all that. So, yeah, that Golden State team in which he left was 1963's. Yeah, that season was Sprewell. Well, Sprewell screwed himself up, and the Warriors basically couldn't play well without him. He would have a terrible Oklahoma City run when the Sonics moved to Oklahoma City. He started 1-12 and got fired. However, he did win 35 games for the 2013 Brooklyn Nets as a head coach and won 239 games overall. But that's the breaks. But all I gotta say is that Sprewell deserved what he got for choking Carlissimo. But the good news is he redeemed himself, and isn't that what true good guys do? They make mistakes and they pay for them, and then they come back and be happy. That's just what I'm saying. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.